What if I told you the Atlanta Falcons might be planning something bold, something almost unthinkable in NFL circles? A quarterback who was once the face of stability in Minnesota signed a huge contract in Atlanta, and now he could be sent, not just out of town, but to a bitter rival. But before I tell you all the details, be sure to hit that like button to stay in the know. Now, the rumors are getting louder. Could Kirk Cousins, the Falcons' biggest offseason acquisition, actually be traded to a division rival like the New Orleans Saints? Let's break it down. The Falcons have considered sending Cousins and his eye-popping $45 million price tag to places like Pittsburgh and even back to Minnesota. Adam Schefter himself noted that both teams were open to paying a portion, around $10 million, of that contract. But here's the twist. Atlanta wants more. They want close to $20 million off their books. And that changes the whole picture. Enter Sterling Sia of Pro Football Network, who floated a scenario that had Falcons fans doing double takes. What if Atlanta considered sending Cousins to the New Orleans Saints? The mere idea has fans scratching their heads. Would Atlanta really arm a divisional opponent with a veteran quarterback like Cousins and then face him twice a year? The context makes this rumor even spicier. The Saints, who just drafted Tyler Shaw in the second round, might find themselves desperate for a reliable starter if Derek Carr's injury proves serious. In that light, a trade for Cousins makes a bit more sense, at least for New Orleans. But what about for Atlanta? This is where things get fascinating. The Falcons have just come off a draft that energized the fan base and reshaped the defense in a major way. They added Georgia linebacker Jalon Walker with the 15th pick and then traded up for Tennessee edge rusher James Pierce Jr. at 26. These weren't just draft picks. They were statements. Signals that this team is not content to float in mediocrity anymore. A.J. Terrell, the Falcons' all-pro cornerback, couldn't contain his excitement. He went public on the Waterboys show, saying he personally reached out to Jalon Walker after the draft. He loves the direction the team is taking, emphasizing how aligned the front office and coaching staff are in building a defense that can finally compete at the highest level. But here's the kicker. For all that investment in the defense, the offense is still caught in a whirlwind of question marks, and it starts with the quarterback. Rookie Michael Penix Jr. is the future, sure, but is he ready now? And if not, can the Falcons really afford to let Cousins walk, or worse, send him to an NFC South rival? The revenge game narrative is thick here. Remember when Cousins played the Vikings for the first time as a Falcon? It was supposed to be his redemption arc. Instead, it became Minnesota's payback, a brutal reminder that this league has a long memory. If Atlanta now sees Cousins as washed, then maybe, just maybe, they don't care where he lands. But that's a dangerous game. The Saints may be down, but this is still a rivalry where any edge counts. Giving them a quarterback like Cousins, even for a year, could come back to bite Atlanta hard. Then again, if the Saints are willing to pay a premium and take on enough of Cousins' contract, maybe it's worth the risk to clear the books and accelerate the Penix era. And speaking of era shifts, don't forget the Falcons' interior defensive line is facing a major transition. For the first time in a decade, Grady Jarrett is gone. Cut in a cap-saving move, and now with the Bears, his absence leaves a gaping hole. The Falcons are banking on young guys like Rook Orhorhoro and Brandon Dorlus to step up in 2025. Head coach Raheem Morris is optimistic, pointing out that second-year leaps are real in the NFL, and he's betting big on those jumps from his young linemen. But there's no clear answer for interior pass rush. David Onyemata is back for now, but he's a free agent after this season. That means the Falcons could find themselves scrambling again if none of the young guns emerge. Meanwhile, the cornerback room is deep but far from settled. A.J. Terrell is the only lock. Mike Hughes is reliable, but who takes the nickel role? It's a four-way battle between Billy Bowman Jr., Clark Phillips III, D. Alford, and Hughes himself. Bowman has the experience but played mostly free safety in college. Alford's contract was reduced. Phillips is more comfortable outside. It's a mystery that training camp will have to solve. Now, let's talk offense again, because the Kyle Pitts saga is far from over. Falcons fans had sky-high hopes when he was drafted 4th overall in 2021. He exploded in his rookie year, 68 catches, 1,026 yards, breaking records and expectations alike. But since then, just 1,625 yards and 10 touchdowns over 3 seasons. Injuries, system changes, and questionable usage have all taken their toll. Zach Robinson, the Falcons' second-year offensive coordinator, says he's expecting a big leap from Pitts. But here's the twist that has fans biting their nails. He still plans to use Pitts as a traditional tight end. Hand in the dirt. Blocking first. Routes later. The same approach Arthur Smith was crucified for. Pitts has the talent, no doubt. But can he live up to the hype if he's stuck in the same conservative mold? Or is it time for fans to accept that maybe, just maybe, Pitts isn't the unicorn we thought he was? This is the first half of a story packed with intrigue, decisions that could define a franchise, and a fan base that's hungry for a new era. Will Kirk Cousins wear black and gold next season? Will Kyle Pitts finally break free? And can this defense become something special? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And now let's dive into the second part of this story, because if you thought things were heating up in Atlanta already, just wait. The Falcons' path forward is paved with bold moves, tough decisions, and the weight of expectation from a fan base that's tired of waiting. Let's go back to the offensive line, a unit that often doesn't get the spotlight but could make or break the Michael Penix Jr. era. The Falcons are locked in with Jake Matthews at left tackle and Caleb McGarry at right, at least for now. But there's a catch. McGarry is a free agent after this season, and Matthews is 33, creeping up on the twilight of his career. The Falcons know they need to act fast, and they did draft Wisconsin's Jack Nelson in the 7th round, a developmental project who'll get his first test in rookie minicamp. Here's the problem: you don't gamble with a rookie QB's blindside protection. Penix is a lefty, which flips the importance. Now McGarry's right tackle spot becomes the blindside. And with McGarry set to hit free agency, Atlanta better hope Nelson develops fast or they'll need to open the checkbook or use a premium pick again soon. But the biggest storm cloud still hovering over Flowery Branch is Kyle Pitts. It's the storyline fans can't stop debating. Is he a generational talent misused? Or is he just another player who peaked early? Zach Robinson is betting on year 2 in the system to be the turning point. He's talking fundamentals, route consistency, improved technique. But fans have heard it all before. Arthur Smith said the same things. What's different now? Robinson says Pitts knows what he has to fix. The real question is, will he be given the opportunity to succeed in the right way? And don't forget the pressure Robinson himself faces. If Pitts disappoints again, Robinson could be the next name on the list of coaches who have failed to unlock the tight end. So here we are, new players, new schemes, and the same burning questions. Will this be the year Atlanta finally gets it right? Now it's your turn. Like this video and subscribe if you're ready for more in-depth Falcons news. Go Falcons!